Okay, so as you can tell, we're out here now in the field. We're out here around the poles, and I always wondered. I thought, well, maybe it's a graveyard. So I came out here a year or so ago. Donnie Collins actually owns the farm, so I asked him if it was okay to come out here and look around because there's no gravestones here. So got talking to Don about it, and Don actually once again knew a lot more than I knew, and which no doubt he's got some stories he wants to explain about it. So go ahead, Don.
When I was growing up and well into my adulthood, there was a gentleman that lived a mile down the road named Joe Ben Hudson, and I don't have the exact time when he died, but he was 108 years old when he died. I want to say back in the 1990s. So he went well back into the 2 centuries ago. So I asked him one day about this cemetery, and apparently about 20 or 30 feet outside of this area that's marked as a cemetery, someone found the remains of an individual. I asked Joe Ben about that, and what seemed miraculous to me, he remembered that person being buried. And the story went something like this. In those days, of course, there were not a lot of cemeteries where you could buy a space out in the country. So people were buried in the backyard, a little cemetery in the woods, or whatever. So this cemetery at the time was on private property, and a gentleman died that was known to be the most disagreeable person in 6 counties. So when he passed away, the community couldn't figure out where to bury him. So according to the story that Joe Ben Hudson told me, the gentleman that owned this property at the time, I'm going to say late 1800s, finally said, well, you can bury him on my property, but he was so mean and so contrary, I don't want anybody like that buried anywhere near my family, so bury him over there, away from the rest of my family. According to Joe Ben, the man's family was buried here. The man was buried several feet outside of the burial area, and of course his grave, I suspect, has been lost to the farmers over the last 100 years or something like that. So one of the things I think everybody would find of interest is that we came with some prod rods, and when we're looking for a grave site, a vault, or a tombstone, we simply run this rod down where we think something may be, and if there's a footstone or a vault, it has a distinctive sound when you take this metal rod and prod it. So I'm going to prod a space here that we've been prodding here this afternoon, and with any luck, if this wind is not too loud, you'll be able to hear when I hit something. I hope you can hear that because it's a distinctive sound. I cannot tell from that sound if I'm hitting a vault or if I'm hitting a footstone. But just to give you an idea,
Or a rock. Maybe, no?
it could be a rock, but I've not seen many rocks out here. So we are about 16 inches in the ground hitting something. Now if we had a shovel and another hour, we could dig down there and find if we were hitting a vault or a stone. It's real sandy soil, and the farm area in the adjacent to this has been worn away. I'm standing probably 2, maybe 3 feet higher than the farm field. So, and this may have built up some, over the years.
Or so, the outside is eroded away.
The outside's
probably more or less.
Certainly could have easily eroded away. So I think we've determined that there, at least we found a number of places where this rod is hitting stone. I guess we can't prove anything until we actually dug down, looked at a stone, and we've all agreed we're going to come back another day and do that just to see if there's a footstone with a name on it, or if it could be a rock or whatever. But we've certainly, it's supposed to be a cemetery, so I have to think that what we're hitting is either vaults or stones. The question is whether they actually use vaults, since we don't know the date of the cemetery, whether they actually use vaults or just simply buried them in wooden coffins.
Then, you know, back in the day, it could have just been a wooden headstone.
It's
That's
certainly
possible. I mean,
possible. Yes.
everybody's seen Gunsmoke. You know, they're out there carving the name in. But it's, I mean, this we're talking. This is old. This is pretty
Yes.
old.
Yes, absolutely.
So, well, Don, that's it. Do you have anything else?
Nope.
It's very interesting. I think everybody goes by here. At least now they may know a little bit of what Don knows, and hopefully we're truthful as can be on it. But
We're probably 100 yards or less
yeah,
south of Carey's Camp Road, a mile west of Carey's Camp, Carey's Church. So if you're traveling this road, going west from the four-way stop sign, we're maybe a quarter mile, look to your left, you cannot miss these posts, several of them here, a dozen or so, and you can't miss them.
which the irrigation goes right over top. Goes over top the graveyard. So, and just for clarification, it's May the 7th, 2023. I want to start putting these dates on here because somebody's gonna say, I wonder when that was. So now, we've got some more stops coming up here. I've got some exciting ones coming up, which Don, you'll probably end up being there. But then our next stop, I'm not gonna tell you where it is yet, but I'm gonna put some pictures out. You guys will notice some of the pictures. We'll make a guessing game, see if you can figure out where it is. But it's going to be our oldest stop, unless this could be older, we're not sure, but we're talking about the 1860 time period. So we'll let you know, but be looking for us on Facebook. Thanks again, Don, and Matt's our camera guy. Thanks, Matt. So appreciate it. We'll see you soon. God bless.
Take care.